reported to the police? Has ever reported to the police? Thank heavens the words have fitted here. I was a bit worried, but anyway, next time better. To the police. The police need to do a big piece of work, making sure they catch these, they get hold of people who go to lodges and then take our young children, our young girls, you know, for money and otherwise. Shame upon the big sugar daddies. Although many girls have been taken to Shauriako Lodge by sugar daddies, nobody around has ever reported to the police. Dangerous message. But it's an eye-opener. We should know what happens in our environment. This is the old fisherman. Yes, an old fisherman. I traveled with him to the Sese Islands last December. Because I was still annoyed with the other part. I forgot to put the brackets back. I forgot to put the brackets here. Join. Using whom? Join using whom? Good. You're going to join using whom? This is the old fisherman. I traveled with him to the Sese Islands. This is the old fisherman whom I traveled with to the Sese Islands last December. Or this is the old fisherman with whom I traveled to the Sese Islands last December. Whom I traveled with, or with whom I traveled. Whom I traveled with, or with whom I traveled. Whom I spent the night with, or with whom I spent the night in Maxon Falls National Park. Whom I traveled with whom I traveled. So choose with whom or whom I traveled with. John? With whom? Thank you. Let's take with whom. This is the old fisherman. He's rather old. The old fisherman. This man has caught fish for a long time. More than 40 years. The old fisherman. John has said, we say with whom. With whom. With whom I traveled. With whom I traveled to the Sese Islands last December. To the Sese. You keep reading. To the Sese. Keep reading so that you don't leave out any word. To the Sese Islands. Island is written as Island, but we do not pronounce S. Islands. When? Last December. Last December. A quick reading. This is the old fisherman with whom I traveled to the Sese Islands last December. Now, if you are told to use whom, you can also say, this is the old fisherman whom I traveled with to the Sese Islands last December. But you choose. You have the choice to make. It is yours. Your choice is. This is a good choice for you to make. Decide how you want it to be written. But if it is with whom, then you don't have to write whom I traveled with. If it is whom I, then don't say with whom I traveled with. Then you don't have to say with whom. Number H. Where have you reported that case of child abuse? Ask the counselor. A counselor is a member of a council. A council is a group of people who represent people's ideas, people's feelings during that council. Each counselor is a member of a council and represents maybe a ward, maybe a village, so that one is a councillor. So I don't know at which level the councillor was. Was it at the district? I don't know. But the councillor was asking, where have you reported that case of child abuse? I wonder which case it was. Was it overbeating? Was it overworking? Was it not giving the child food? Was it not taking the child to school? Was it defilement? Was it, what was it? I don't know. So where have you reported that case of child abuse? Asked the councillor. Begin, the councillor wanted. Okay, the councillor wanted. So what did the councillor want? What didn't the councillor have? He or she didn't have knowledge. So he wanted to get that knowledge. He wanted to know. He wanted to know. Where are you going? Asked Teacher Baroli. Teacher Baroli wanted to know where I was going. That is the vein in which we have to move. Where have you put my Bible? Oh, the preacher man, the pastor wanted to know where I had put his Bible. Where have you put my Bible? He wanted to know where I had put his Bible. This is the point. Yes, so this is it. We are reporting. The councillor wanted, so we are beginning the councillor. And then by reporting, we don't use the quotation marks. Remember that. Remember. The councillor wanted. The councillor. From the council. Do not confuse this councillor with the one who counsels people, who gives them advice. Yes, someone has HIV and they're counseling them. Someone has lost a father and she feels like, committing suicide, then a counselor is called to counsel. That one is different. That one is a counselor, C-O-U-N-S-E. Counsel means advice. Counsel means advice. That's why you say, his counsel. Counsel so-and-so, meaning lawyer so-and-so. So counselor is L-O-L-L-O-R. This one is the advisor, some kind of, in simple terms, the one who advises, who counsels. So, but the counselor, who is part of a council, a group of people who represent others, so the counselor is C-I-L-L-O-R. The counselor wanted to know where have you put where? So W becomes small. Wanted to know where. He was asking, where have you reported? Wanted to know where I had reported. I had reported that case of child abuse. That case of child abuse. That case over there. That case of child abuse. Yes, we are talking about children's rights and responsibilities. Okay, and that is it. The E has to be very clear so that we know it is a real E, small letter E. Yes, check 1, 2. The counselor wanted to know where I had reported that case of child abuse. Yes, these are just examples. Examples of how to use the information we have been discussing. The grammar that we have had all along. I want to tell you that I've enjoyed myself so immensely, so much. So much so that I just can't avoid smiling about it. Yes, I'm Teacher Baroli Adeli Enoch, and with a smile, I'm going to have a good time as I go for break. And I think tonight I'll have a good night's sleep. Let's meet after break, and I'd like to tell you that next we are going to handle comprehension, after which comprehension pieces we are going to handle composition. Then after that we shall say bye-bye, as I said before break, to children's rights and responsibilities, and then we dive into animal rights and freedom. animal needs, and freedom. And then, after that, we shall have done away with the topic of rights, responsibilities, and freedom. Yes, animals also need freedom. But before that, we want to see how to complete comprehension and composition. You are invited to follow all the platforms that are used on the screen that you can follow, and then make sure that you follow YouTube, you follow WhatsApp, you follow all the phone numbers that are indicated there, so that you can move and join us on the e-learning teachers project. I wish you all the best, and let's meet after break. Find me here. Hello children over there. Very glad that we are back on the e-learning teachers project Uganda Limited, and we are here, you and I, you the children over there, and I, teacher Baroli Aderi Enoch, are going to look at one of the last pieces of cake, and rights, responsibilities, and freedom. And of course, the subtopic being children's rights and responsibilities. We want to look at some pictures, some illustrations, which are going to paint a very clear picture of what children's rights are like. Before we look at and read children's rights in a list, we want to see how these children actively participate in a few things. What things are done for them and to them to show us that these are their rights. These are their natural endowments, as we're going to see. These are going to be the natural freedoms. The natural freedoms, meaning the freedoms that were given to them by God. So everything that God gave us naturally is our natural freedom. Anything that God gave us naturally when he was creating the heaven and the earth, that God gave us our rights. So those are our rights, also called natural freedoms, which we should always enjoy without anyone having to force us not to enjoy them. We don't have to demand for them. We don't have to fight for them. We don't have even to say, please, you must give me my right. No. These rights, these natural freedoms are supposed to be given to us. But this is a world of sin where not everything is given to us on a silver plate. That is why sometimes people have to fight over some things. But I can't imagine myself fighting for food. No, no, no. And yet I know that food is one of my rights. Anyway, I'm not still a child, but I'm talking about you. Now, in this picture, we are looking at children. Now, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 children. If you look at them closely, look at them very, very closely, you're going to see that these two, this one in blue and this one in white and gray, these two are holding something. And when you look at it closely, you see it is not a wire. No, 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 it's not a wire. I think this is something that we can call an R-O-P-E, an R-O-P-E, a rope. So this boy here, this lad, is holding the rope in his right hand. And then this girl also here in blue is holding the rope in her right hand. And of course, as you see, they are swinging the rope, swinging the rope, swinging the rope, while this girl and this boy are skipping. We call this skipping. We don't call it jumping. They are skipping. S-K-I-P-P-I-N-G, from the verb to skip. S-K-I-P. So they are skipping. As they skip, they jump over the rope as it is going over them and under them, over and under. And this is a very good game that I used to enjoy. I was a little boy who used to enjoy skipping the rope with my sisters